Hi friends, as you all must have heard, Pakistan pleads with India to reconsider Indus Water Treaty suspension. What initially began as Operation Sindoor has now been given to what we will call as Operation Sindhu. Basically, Pakistan is begging for India to restore the water sharing agreement that has suspended in April. Basically, what began as Operation Sindoor is now being called as Operation Sindhu, which is Pakistan's plea, or let us say it's begging India to restore the water sharing treaty that has been suspended in the late April. As you can see here in this news article, that Pakistan's appeal to India to rethink the suspension of Indus Water Treaty. India has gone from goodwill to unilateral suspension. Let's look at this in brief. The treaty history. As you all must have heard, Indus Water Treaty was brokered in the 1960s and survived 3 wars on the basis of mutual goodwill. India's move on April 24, 2025, wherein India's Water Resources Secretary Devshri Mukherjee formally notified Pakistan of a unilateral suspension, citing Pakistan's support for terrorism. So what was Pakistan's response? Pakistan 4 days later warned that tens of millions of people depend on these Indus waters and that suspension would lead to humanitarian crisis. You can see in this news article in the Pakistan Today that Sherry Rahman slams India's war posturing and calls for global mediation on the Indus Water Treaty. As you can understand that Pakistan wants to globalize this issue of India suspending the Indus Water Treaty. So what are the contents of Pakistan's plea? They urged India to reverse the suspension or face humanitarian crisis. Pakistan labelled this as illegal, unilateral and akin to economic attack on its people. And they said that Indus Water Treaty suspension would deepen the ongoing crisis rather than to resolve them. What was the tone of Pakistan in all of this? Pakistan couched its letter as a formal plea which amounts to begging in the face of lost goodwill that India has given to Pakistan for so long. So what was India's stance in all of this? As you know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, water and terror cannot coexist and blood and water cannot flow together. New talks will only cover the return of POK and ending of terror sponsorship. Water sharing stays suspended till then. So what is India's water strategy? Fast-tracking the Chenab Jhelum dams, halting flow and reservoir data, keeping Pakistan's farmer guessing, flushing reservoirs, that is, fully releasing the silt causing floods or droughts downstream into the Pakistan. So what is next? This week's high-level meeting amongst the ministers will not consist of the discussion regarding the treaty. India will continue to use water as a leverage until Pakistan changes its terror policies. So what is the big picture? The big picture is that water as a strategic tool in modern geopolitics. This is being implemented by India. That's it for this topic. Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. Abhyas IAS Super 30 batch starting from June 15th. Take the skill test and join us in clearing your civils in your first attempt itself.